lovely Kooinda Saint. He's by Salute, out of a thoroughbred mare. Those of you old enough will remember Salute as, I'm sure, an Australian Grand Prix champion, although you'd never want to quote my memory. Mark is really serving the equestrian community well, having just stepped up to join the Federal Board of Equestrian Australia. He's a very busy man. He works in a busy accounting firm in Sydney and has a family, I think 3 small daughters, but loves his horse riding and is really doing a terrific job training this horse up to the very top levels. Very professional looking entry. This is a lovely smooth test to ride. You know, you have a nice chance to get forward, open them up in that first extended trot, get them off your leg, and then come and use this short side to make a bit more collection before you go into this very steep half pass. So here we're looking for the rhythm and the balance. We're looking for the bend, the fluency in this changeover, the willingness of the horse to give the new bend. And this horse is a little busy with his mouth today, perhaps. But lovely engaged hocks. A really square halt. Absolutely stationary and waiting obediently for that signal to go back. Straight back and straight forwards. And this extended trot a little shorter, and back transition into passage. Again, we're looking for the straightness and the balance. We're looking for the rhythm, and then we start to look for the expression in the passage itself. Quite often we ride this first one a little modestly, the piaffe. You keep the passage into that piaffe a little modest to make sure you get the balance and the best mark you can for the transition. Passage into extended walk, where you're going from the highest degree of collection to a fairly high degree of lengthening. You're wanting to see the nose about the vertical. You're wanting to see lengthening of the horse's neck and the horse's whole frame, and preferably with some overtrack in the walk. I must say, from this angle it's difficult to tell. And the preparation into what again is quite a difficult transition, walk to passage. You have to keep the walk really active. Kira Kirkland says, like boiling the pot. Around the corner, this is often the one that we really want to show the judges our best piaffe. It's close to the judges. And they've seen one piaffe, and this is the one that cements their idea, I think. And then another difficult transition, passage, straight into canter, and again we're looking for the purity of the paces before and after the transition, looking for the frame and the straightness. Two-time changes, we get a lovely view of the straightness from here. Oops, a few mistakes, a little bit of a misunderstanding between Mark and Kooinda Saint. Very, very easy to do when you're under the pressure of these big competitions, with all the audience watching, the selectors, the video cameras. A real opportunity again to get your horse off your leg and going forwards in this extended canter. They want to see a clear transition as close as possible to the marker. Around the corner and into this complicated zigzag, 3, 6, 6, 6, 3. You have to count the steps and change the bend and canter, count to 6 and get 3 steps back to the centre line. straight and change. Really nice at the end there. And one-time changes, 3, 4, 5, 6. Really good, nice and straight. Perhaps you'll see the top horses cover more ground and get closer to the markers when they come out later in the competition. But that was very, very well done. Again, we want to see 6 to 8 steps in this. We want to see the steps rhythmical and balanced. Perhaps a little loss of balance at the end there for Kooinda Saint. Mark preparing and collecting before he comes into this pirouette. And a horse a little over eager. Only 4 steps. A bit of loss of balance and regularity. Another chance to get them going forwards. Look at the muscle on that horse's hind quarter. These horses train like weightlifters. And a well-trained Grand Prix horse should be beautiful and round and muscly, just like this horse that you're seeing now. It's one of the pleasures of training these horses, is seeing them go from gangly youngsters like this one would have been into this finished product. And the horse looks a little weary and like he'd prefer to stop, but he's regrouped and off he goes again in the passage, really nice and straight. All the way to the end. And a happy Mark Arthur.